The high school corridor hummed with laughter but wasn't pleasant. A cluster of senior jocks surrounded a janitor, his gray hair pulled back under a dusty cap as they gesticulated toward a shaky desk he was repairing. "Yo, old man, is that work?" "My dog could do better," one youngster sneered, kicking the desk. It collapsed, tools spilling onto the floor. The janitor remained speechless, with his head bowed, grasping his wrench and shaking hands. The students laughed even louder, backing away, leaving him by himself in the darkened corridor. "Say hello to Henry," the janitor, 60 years old, hunched over from a lifetime of work, his uniform worn and mended. He was Westfield High's invisible man, cleaning up spills, swabbing floors, always with a quiet smile. Students ignored him. Teachers nodded only marginally. To them, he was simply the help, invisible unless something was broken. Then there was Jake, the golden boy of the school, star quarterback, wealthy parents, a strut that yelled entitlement. Jake was the leader of the pack, hurling insults like confetti. "Hey, Janitor Joe, still getting by?" He'd jeer, his cohorts laughing. Henry, unassuming and seasoned, never shot back. He'd just smile, eyes gentle but weary, and return to work. Hidden behind his rough exterior was a heart that would not harden, even after a life of adversity. The school itself was on the verge of collapse. Budget woes saw desks groaning, chairs splitting, and classrooms in shambles. Students grumbled, but no one cared enough to do anything about it. Henry, however, couldn't bear it. Late at night, after his shift, he'd stay in the basement workshop, sanding broken desks, tightening screws, even carving new legs from scrap wood. His hands, calloused but precise, worked with love. But one evening, Jake and his crew caught him. "What's this, your little hobby?" Jake mocked, grabbing a half-finished desk and tossing it aside. It cracked against the wall. "You're wasting your time, old man. No one cares about this dump." Henry's heart fell. Every desk, hours of unpaid labor, his way of giving children a break. Should he quit? Why give his all to a place that ridiculed him? The stakes were personal, his dignity, his mission, at risk. Still, he gathered up the broken shards, muttering softly, "Someone's got to care." One day, a quiet freshman, Mia, stayed late in class, observing Henry fix a desk with delicate precision. She saw something, a faint carving etched into the wood. H. Caldwell, 1995. Her eyes widened. She recognized that name from an old oak table at her grandma's, a piece so stunning it was a family treasure. "Mr. Henry," she breathed, "did you build furniture? Like, as a job?" Henry's face was a combination of pride and agony. The reality poured out. 30 years ago, he was Henry Caldwell, a master carpenter, making heirloom furniture for the elite. His shop was famous until a blaze ruined everything. His tools, his savings, his aspirations. He was penniless and became the janitor for survival. The students' mouths hung open as Mia revealed her discovery. Jake heard and laughed, but couldn't erase the vision of Henry's competent hands. The discovery changed the atmosphere. Mia, a reserved artist who drew in the library to get away from her own troubles, viewed Henry in a different light now. She'd lost her dad at a young age and her mom worked nights, so Mia was always alone. Henry's unobtrusive niceness, leaving extra pencils for her, repairing her shaky art table, was like home. She excavated further, questioning educators, and discovered stories of Henry's work from yesteryear. "He was an artist," she reported to her friends, voice trembling. "He lost everything, but he's still constructing for us." Henry's history emerged. A widower, no children, he invested his heart into woodworking, considering every creation a legacy. Following the blaze, embarrassment silenced him. He didn't wish to elicit sympathy. Why tell anyone? He'd grumble to himself, sanding a desk late at night. They'll just laugh. Jake, on the other hand, had his own demons. His dad challenged him to be the best, without room for failure or compassion. That desk he destroyed? Guilt aided him. He recalled Henry's gentle words, "Someone's got to care." In a moment of quiet reflection, Jake asked, "Henry, why do you fix this stuff for free?" Henry glanced up, gaze steady. "Because every child should have a solid place to dream." Mia organized the art club, and the word spread like fire. Students began sneaking into the basement, not to laugh, but to assist, sanding, painting, carving. Jake appeared one evening, head down. "I'm sorry, Henry. I was an asshole." He grabbed a hammer, awkward but sincere. Henry smiled, handing him sandpaper. "Start small, son." Together they transformed the school. Desks gleamed, chairs stood firm. The principal, stunned, organized a ceremony. Students unveiled a plaque. Henry Caldwell Learning Center. Tears streamed down Henry's face as Mia hugged him. "You're not invisible anymore." Jake's dad, a local businessman, was there, watching. Moved, he offered Henry a job running a new furniture workshop with a salary to rebuild his life. Henry agreed, but on one condition, that he get to mentor children like Mia. The town mobilized, donating equipment, lumber, even scholarships for students motivated by Henry's tale. Humbled, Jake began volunteering, his attitude dissipating. During the ceremony, Henry stood proudly, voice firm. "I lost my trade once, but you kids gave it back." Never underestimate the unobtrusive hands shaping a better world. They carry tales capable of turning everything around.